Hi, everybody. So today's lesson is going back to Venn diagrams, and today we're going to be focusing on shading within Venn diagrams depending on what the given situation is. And first off, we're going to start off with two formulas. We won't necessarily be doing anything with them today, but I'm going to show you what they would look like, and that's going to tie into our lesson next time, which is going to be on finding the probability of events happening using Venn diagrams. So our first formula is the probability of A, and then we have this new symbol here. This is a symbol that stands for and. So we read this as, what is the probability of A and B occurring? And our formula for this is going to be the probability of A plus the probability of B occurring. So again, we're going to read this as probability of A and B. What this is going to look like if we were to, oh, of course, I didn't choose black. If we were to have a Venn diagram, then if I am finding the probability of one event occurring and another event occurring. So let's say I'm thinking about ice cream. So if I want something that's both chocolate and vanilla, then I'm not going to want just vanilla or just chocolate. I'm going to want one of those swirly combo ones that are both chocolate and vanilla. So that means I'm only going to end up shading the overlap. So we're going to shade the overlap. So that's for an and situation. Now this other one, this one that looks like a U, this is going to be our or statement. So this one has a formula and it's a little bit longer. We're going to find the probability of A plus the probability of B, and then we're going to subtract the probability of A and B. Now, again, we're not going to be working with these today, but eventually we will be. So we read this as probability of A or B. So to draw this, we're going to have our Venn diagram. And if I want either chocolate or vanilla, that means I'm okay with just having chocolate ice cream, or I'm okay with just having vanilla ice cream, or I'm okay with having the swirly combo one. So that means I'm going to end up shading all of this. So both circles, including the overlap in the middle. So we're going to shade both circles. All right, so that's the idea that we're dealing with today. And we're just going to do some practice problems. So our first one says, at a high school, some students take AP science classes and some do not. Also, some students play baseball and some do not. This scenario can be represented by a Venn diagram as shown to the right. The circle labeled S represents the students who take AP science classes, and the circle labeled B represents the students who played baseball. And the rectangle represents all of the students at the school. So this is the rectangle that they're referring to. So let's just say this is everyone in Mahwah. So for the first one, it says we want to shade the region based on the students who take AP science classes. So that would mean I want to shade everybody who's taking AP science. Now, it doesn't matter if there's overlap, if they're also playing baseball or not. I want to include them because I'm only looking at the category of them being in the AP science classes. Now, the students who do not play baseball. So baseball is my circle here. So if I want people who do not play it, I want to shade everything outside of the baseball circle within the universe. Again, our universe is just this rectangle piece. So the only thing that should be not shaded is the baseball circle. Students who take AP science classes and play baseball. So there has to be an overlap between them. So I don't care if the student only takes the AP class or plays only baseball. They have to meet both criteria, which means I need to shade this middle piece. And then the students who take either one of the two categories, that means we're going to shade all of this. So again, parts C and D relate back to what our little chart set up here. Okay, let's do one more example like this. So, an online bookstore offers a large selection of books. Some of the books are works of fiction and some are not. Also, some of the books are available as ebooks and some are not. So let F be the set of books that are works of fiction and let E be the set of books that are available as ebooks. So now we're going to shade these based on that information. So our first one says books that are available as ebooks. So again, all my ebooks are within the E circle. I'm just going to shade all of E. Doesn't matter that it's overlapping with the fiction books. Now, books that are not works of fiction. So my fiction books are going to be right here. So that means I want to shade everything that's outside of that circle. So that means I'm including some ebooks that are not considered fiction. They could be nonfiction ebooks. And then everything in the universe, because I could also be looking at autobiographies, for instance. All right, books that are works of fiction and available as ebooks. So again, it has to meet both criteria, which means I need to look for the overlap. So I'm going to shade in the middle. I want the ones that are both this and both that. But in part D, it says it could be either this or that. So it means I'm going to be satisfied with having fiction books that are not ebooks, or I'm okay with just having ebooks that are not fiction books, or I'm okay with it being both. Okay, last two. So books that are neither works of fiction nor available as ebooks. So that means I don't want it to be within this category and I don't want it to be within this category, which means I want something completely on the outside. So that means I'm going to shade outside of both of my circles in this one. And that's that. All right, last one. Books that are works of fiction that are not available as ebooks. So again, I want works of fiction, but I don't want them to be ebooks. So that means I'm going to not look at this area because that's the part that overlaps with the ebooks. So I'm only going to shade this part right here. And that is it for shading our Venn diagrams.